What do we think about polygamy?
Welcome to Good Mythical More. Jenna, I hear that you have gathered up some voicemails for us.
Yes, we had some voicemails. Very exciting.
Ear biscuit style, we're gonna answer a few of those. And we actually are experimenting with uploading these Ear Biscuits-esque Good Mythical Mores into the Ear Biscuit feed. So if you are
if you're still subscribed,
subscriber wherever you get your podcast, you can get an audio version of what we're about to do. And I guess if you're doing it, this is kind of redundant, if this is still in there.
but if you have a friend who's like, well, I'm not gonna watch them do this, but I might listen to them do this only, well,
I get that.
yeah.
I get it. What's the number?
188. Oh, no, that's the old number. Oh, no.
We got a new number.
It's 1-833-GMMore 1.
GM, so there's two M's.
Two M's.
GMMore 1.
Okay, all right.
And it's 1-833?
1-833-GMMore 1.
Yeah, it's nice.
833.
GMMore 1. That's the new number.
833 is the hard part to remember. All right, let's hear the first
That's why we have
voicemail.
graphics.
Hi, Red. Hi, Link.
What's
This
going
is
on?
Maya from Las Vegas. I'm not sure how to put this, but I need some advice on my fear of older people, like elders. I think
can you
it
shut up the
started
person in the
from
background?
Me watching scary movies when I was younger, and for some reason it will always be like a naked elder person who's like evil or possessed, and that
elder.
has transferred to a real life fear. I'm now 23, and whenever I see a very old person who looks really mean or they look like judgmental, I just feel very scared. Not scared that I'm going to be judged, but scared that they're going to do something.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, I really appreciate Maya's willingness to ask this question just in a crowd of people.
Yeah. Or maybe,
no.
I think someone else was leaving a voicemail for another internet show in the background.
Or maybe they were leaving a voicemail for this show.
Oh man, they're double
Because I thought I
teaming it.
heard Rhett Link right before she said Rhett and Link.
You
Maybe.
think two people in the same Vegas household leaving us tandem voicemails?
Well, this is a legitimate issue. You're scared of old people because of some naked people you saw in a horror movie. I can relate.
First of all, you're gonna get to be one of these people, Maya. So you need to come to grips with this is your future. You will become your fear. Because it's happening to us.
Who's getting old?
I'll speak for myself. I'm getting old. I did say us, but me. I'm getting old. I don't know what Rhett's doing over there. Huh.
Well, I think that this calls for, and this may play into the fact that we're getting old, I think this calls for exposure therapy. So what you need to do, and I think you're in the one place on earth that this might be really easy to do, like this afternoon.
Yeah.
Just round up a bunch of naked old people. You're in Las Vegas. I mean, there's probably people who show up for $25 for that kind of thing. You just say, be here at this time, come naked. 80 and over required. And
I don't think they have to show up naked.
yeah, be prepared to get naked. 80 and up required. You could probably use meet up.
And then you're just, it's more meat down at that age.
Oh, God. That's pretty good, Link. That's pretty good. All right, next question. No.
And then you're
I'm not going to Costanza this
And
one.
then Maya is just going to stare at them, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but they
Like-
got to get close. They got to get close.
They got to loom in.
And what we're saying is that in a few years, we will gladly volunteer for this.
Yeah, that's right. I think what you need to do when they're getting close is you need to think, not only is this my future, but start to think of their skin, like skin that's just hanging off everywhere and just drooping around. Start to think of that as like a toga or some sort of, like they are wearing clothes. Their
Just skin clothes.
That loose, just curtain-like skin is just clothes for their brittle bones. Think of that. Think about that.
Think of skin as clothes.
Yeah.
I think we've solved your problem.
That one was miraculously easy. I was really afraid of old people when I was little because I had the great fortune of growing up with a lot of extended family that lived a long time, but I couldn't, like, there were people on my mom's side of the family who got so old I couldn't understand that they were speaking English anymore. It was just like, they were just, I would go visit them in the home. Well, I was always scared of going to the home. I mean, when you're 4 years old,
tough spot for a young
5,
kid.
6 years old, going in there and seeing, I mean, I'm going to this hospital where people are permanently. I'm not trying to make this sad, but
well, too late.
You look sad.
Too late.
Your grandma just drank and smoked right up to the moment she died, but she wasn't at home.
She had a great.
She was not.
Had a great time.
I visited his grandma in the home, and it was not sad at all.
She had a TV.
She was awesome, and I guess drunk.
They didn't. So they did not let her drink or smoke in the home.
Oh,
so
that's just my memory of it.
So she was less happy than she would have been at her home. But she was happy.
The old people in my life got real old, and it was scary.
But
I was young.
My life got real old looking, but they weren't as old. I think Mom and Nell, if you put this in perspective, my parents are way older than she was in those. I don't even think she made it to 80.
Oh, sorry.
But she looked 98, you know? So
I was afraid of old people.
Get around some naked old people.
But I did get over it. That was really my point.
You got to put yourself around
over
the thing that you're scared of, and you are in the town where that can happen. Let's hear another one.
Yeah, the polygamy one.
Hi, my name's Katie. I'm currently living in Alabama, but I've been pretty much all over America. I am living with my husband of 15 years and my boyfriend of 12 years. And I wanted to know why polygamy is such a bad thing. And also, should we get matching wedding ring tattoos for the first time?
Did she say polygamy?
Yeah, I think this is a special case of polygamy.
Is that when you have two bros in your life?
Two bros.
Brolygamy?
Yeah.
Did she just say it in I've been all around the world?
I think it's just I've been around the world, polygamy. Yeah. But I think polygamy is what it was that she's referring to. Just to do the math on that again, so we've got a husband of 15 years and then a boyfriend of 12 years. So husband was there for 3, and presumably boyfriend joins the picture at that point, and then
early.
They've been going on
early
strong for a decade plus.
That's
because I think typically
that's like exploding my mold, you know.
The typical scenario. Again, I'm not. No judgment here. You do you. But my experience, totally anecdotal, is that when you start with monogamy and then you try to go to polygamy, the statistics on that are pretty difficult. This is a pretty difficult thing to bring in, right?
Yeah.
But maybe if you start with polygamy, and everyone's got that understanding from the beginning, there's a better chance that it will work. But you're 12 years in, and now you're talking about wedding ring tattoos.
I mean,
well, also, I think there's
y'all.
a distinction between polyamory and polygamy.
Which is what? Just
the men are not getting with each other.
No. Well, yes, that as well. But polygamy is like wives and husbands, like multiples. She only has one husband because polygamy is illegal in the U.S. So she probably isn't able to marry the other one, or her husband isn't able to marry the boyfriend.
That's why that's the Alabama of this whole thing. That's why she's emphasizing that.
But polyamory is different. How?
No just marriage. Without the legal implications of it. Yeah.
And polyamory tends to feel a little bit more free love.
Nebulous. Pointing in all directions.
Yeah, who knows what will happen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But when she says polygamy, it's really like she's the center of this.
Sounds like it.
She's like this. She's like they're the spokes.
Yes.
And she's the what's the fulcrum in the middle of a wheel called?
The axle. So the
the
husband of 15 years and the boyfriend of 12 years, they might be fishing buddies. We don't know how close they are.
I hope. I mean,
It's Alabama. They might go hunting together. I don't know the kinds of things that they do together. I like to think of them as doing a lot of things together, just not sex. Now,
Yeah.
it would be fine to think about two men having sex. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying these two men in this situation, they're fishing, they're hunting, they're loving every day.
what yeah. Oh, what if they're
For those of you who know,
they're playing? I don't know. I
it's a
assume
country
that's
song.
Oh,
Fishing and hunting and loving every day.
I'm glad I don't know that.
My whole thing was just a setup for that. It's not as good as Meat Down, I'll tell you that much.
Well, it's not a competition. We both.
No,
need-
it is.
We just both need to do our part. So keep trying.
Yeah. Well, if you had, Dave, country fan, he knew.
Okay. I'm a country fan, but is it a good artist or?
I don't even know who it is.
Okay.
Who sings that?
Not a good artist.
Hunting, fishing, and loving every day.
Luke
Bryan.
You get? It's
Friend
Luke
of the
Bryan.
show.
Yeah, we love
He
Luke.
sat
Bryan.
right here.
Maybe they were playing tennis and then inventing frozen foods too.
it's those
Could be those guys. Matching wedding tattoos, especially if you can't legally do it,
I don't think
you
you
can
should
still
do
wear
this.
a ring.
I don't think you should do this because, again, this
What
is
if it's a bass?
This
running
is
around
maybe
there?
this is my judgment being put on this situation, and my experience with 25 years of monogamy. It feels like this. It just feels like a tenuous situation, and you got it working right now. You're in Alabama. You 15 years with this guy, 12 years with this guy and this guy. Tattoos, maybe you start overthinking it. I think if it's working, just let it unfold.
It doesn't sound like you need any of our advice.
Right.
I mean, after a decade of somehow against all of the odds that we think exist, you're making this happen? I mean,
y'all got through the pandemic. You went into the pandemic in this situation, and then you made it through. You're still going strong, talking about tattoos. I think you
do
got
people
it.
know, I mean, I just wonder, like, do people know in the community, like, Katie's husband and her friend, that's when people don't know things, they just say friend. But how when you say friend with an emphasis, that's like this a question mark. I'm just so curious about how many people know. And we're gonna show up and just investigate this, Katie. I just want to. It doesn't happen out here in California. I never get to see this. I got to go to Alabama to see this.
Right.
Did we solve it? I think we absconded from this answer.
The question was, she wanted to know why polygamy is such a bad thing. And I don't know. I think it's biblical. I mean, you got the fathers of the faith, man. They all had multiple partners.
But
Noah,
but okay. So culturally, at that time,
David,
that was
Solomon.
But it wasn't just them.
It's the biblical way.
But it was everybody at that time. It wasn't like they were exceptions. Like David's got this weird idea to have multiple wives.
No,
this is something that was just. It's not just biblical. It's cultural. But it was documented in the Bible.
I'm just saying that it is the traditional way of marriage. If you want to get technical about it, the traditional way of marriage is multiple partners.
Well, the traditional way was one man with multiple women.
Yeah.
So it was rooted in patriarchy, which is why it's kind of illegal now, because the historical roots of it are in a very negative kind of light. But also, it's really a tax code thing at this point. At this point, it's really a tax code issue and how your assets are divided should you die. So that's kind of why it's illegal.
I think you've given me a great method to get out of any controversial conversation. It's really just a tax issue.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think that's where I'm going.
At this
with it.
point, that's all this boils down to.
But I mean, it's not like you haven't tried it, Jenna.
I mean, maybe that could have been easier. I've been proposed to a couple
before
times.
you
Maybe
say
I just should have
anything,
said
I was
yes
just
to all
messing
of
with
them.
you, but I'm fishing at this point. You
Instead
know,
of no to all of them.
Fishing buddies.
Fishing buddies over here.
Fishing
See
buddies.
if we can get Jenna to talk about.
Yeah.
So go on if you want to.
No.
No.
There's no there or no comment. How about
That
this?
sounds too complicated for me. And I like doing my taxes. They're very simple. Adding in 2 more people into the mix, yikes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Understood.
Gotta help you remember today is the last day to grab the golden tee of mythicality. We're giving away $50,000 total. So get your golden tee of mythicality for your chance to win riches.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, $5,000 could be yours. You must be a legal resident of the U.S. or Canada. Yep, I did this in the least anticlimactic way. I'll go this way.
Yep. Forget
18 years or older.
Forget you saw that.
No purchase necessary to enter or win. Sweepstakes run from May 4th, 12 a.m. PDT to May 8th, 2026, 11:59 p.m. PDT. Terms and conditions apply. Void where prohibited. Visit mythical.com for official rules. Look at that. $30,000 could be yours, but today's the day.
And if you are in a polygamous relationship and you win this, you divide it up however you want. It just depends on your tax situation.
Let's hear one more.
There are tax implications, though.
Hi, Rhett and Link. I work in an educational facility that has an owl, and I feel as though this owl and I have beef. He always hoots at me whenever I go to give him his food. Whenever I pass by, he's always flying around, like he's never calm, or, I try to say his name, and he's always kind of looking at me in weird ways. So how do I get in tune with this owl and show him that we're friends? Okay, bye.
We are known for being owl wranglers.
That's why we got this question. This is kind of serendipitous, I believe, because this has really been the year of the owl for me.
And it's for me too.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of owls.
I'm really getting into owls.
I had never seen an owl in the wild in North Carolina growing up.
Me neither.
And then I got here to North California,
Not North.
and I have seen so many owls. And I mean, we went to
I was leaving your house the other day in the dark, and I saw my first owl.
first owl.
They're at your house, but they're not at my house, even though my house is 5 minutes from your house.
They come to my house.
Why are they not at my house?
I think they're at my house because my car makes a hoot sound when it locks. Which again, I feel like I have to reiterate this to multiple people.
What? I know
If you
this.
hear an owl in the parking lot, it is my car locking. And when I get close
fall
to
for
my
it every
car,
time.
it opens and then it locks. So sometimes when I go to my office, it'll open and then lock a lot.
Because it's just
'Cause
on the
it's
other
parked
side
right
of
on
the
other side.
wall.
And the other day, when you parked in my spot because you didn't know I was going to be here, and then I had to park in your spot, hooting all day.
Really?
Yes, because I'm sitting there at my desk and it's like, are you getting in? Are you getting out? Are you getting in? And I went out to the car. I was like, how do I turn this off? I couldn't.
You chose the owl
Yeah, there's
from a
couple-
list of things.
There's like 3 sounds, but there's owls all around my house. There's owls. We went to that animal rehab center in North Carolina, and we saw so many owls all at once.
Little cute owls.
But the other
Bigger.
night, I was on a walk, and I got swooped by an owl.
Totally silent.
But he swooped me. Totally silent, yes.
Did you have the dogs with you?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
I come around a corner, and he didn't see me because he thought he was going to come out of this tree and then swoop to fly out. But here's me, and he swooped right over my head.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right, Carney.
That could have been it.
It was close.
For an owl not to see you, like,
I
they have
mean,
the best eyesight on the planet.
What is it with owls right now? That's the question. What's going on with owls?
I mean, every time you get home and lock your car, you're like instigating them.
Yeah, they're like, there's
Yes.
somebody there. And so
trying
I'll
to-
see him on tops of trees around my house. I hear them talking to each other. I listen to a conversation at one point.
What kind of owl do you think it is?
I haven't investigated.
Barred owl?
But I like to believe it's a great horned owl.
Those
The
are
reason
cool.
I think it is a great horned owl is because when you look at the silhouette, it's that classic
Batman.
Yeah, and
He's got the points.
I think that's a great horned owl. I don't know.
So this caller works at a facility that cares for owls, and I've seen an owl once, and you've only been almost attacked by one, but we're about to give her advice.
Yeah.
I think it's
I don't think you can get in tune with this owl.
change the horn on your car. It's probably the best thing. You know, you should really be asking Big Boy from Outcast. That guy has owls.
For pets.
And he walks around with them outside. He's so cool.
That's cool.
He's the biggest boy with his big old Owlcast.
80 Owlians.
Yep, he does all of that. He does all of that.
How many owls at a time?
I've seen a couple of owls. I've seen birds of prey. He's a birds of prey kind of guy.
Yeah, I get it.
Like a couple of owls perched in his studio, just sitting there.
I gotta get one.
I gotta get one too. So glad we helped.
The Golden Tee of Mythicality is back, and we're giving away $50,000 in cash prizes. This is your last chance to grab your tee for your chance to win at mythical.com. Dost thou want to win $50,000?
Yes, but how, my lord? By removing thine sword?
Squire, why don't you remove yonder sword from thine stump?
Right away, my lord.
Put your back into it. Put your bile humors into it. Give yourself demons in the nethers.
Sir?
Give yourself a hernia.
I did, sir.
Move aside, Squire. This must be a noble deed solely for the truest of knights.
Though a sword may give thou strength, the sole way to win riches is to find the golden tee of mythicality.
The golden tee of mythicality.
Hush, boy!
Go unto mythical.com to procure the golden tee of mythicality. If thou receive the gold, silver, or bronze shirt, thou shalt be showered in riches.
Is there any legal information we need to know?
Must be legal resident of U.S. or Canada, 18 years or older. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Sweepstakes runs from May 4th, 12 a.m. Pacific Time to May 8th, 2026, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Time. Terms and conditions apply. Void where prohibited. Visit mythical.com for official rules.
Squire, bring the stump.